guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm just straightening my hair and talking about retail experiences that I had while working at Home Goods. Of all the jobs that I've had, Home Goods is the place that just possessed the most crackheadery, not only in the customers, but also like in my managers and like my other fellow employees. The place was just a gold mine of asinine behavior. But if you're interested in hearing about some of the realities of working in retail, keep watching. All right, we're just gonna start this off with a bang. So one time I had a customer make a $45 purchase in quarters. I should have known that something was up when towards the end of the transaction, as she was like emptying out her cart, I could just see like plastic Ziploc baggies full of change. I didn't think that I was gonna be the one counting all of that change, but I was. And since then I've worked at a bank, and I know that it's really not that hard to like get your shit rolled, you know what I mean? Like go and roll some quarters and then come to the establishment, you know? It's just laziness at its finest. Another time there was a lady shopping in the store and her son got sick and was like throwing up. As like my coworkers, not me, because I finessed my way out of cleaning that up. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. As my coworkers were like cleaning it up, we were asking her like, oh my gosh, like, is he okay? Does he need any water? Blah, 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 blah. She was like, no, he's fine. We thought that she would like take the hint to go home because her son just threw up in a very public place, but no, she just kept shopping. She really said, fuck them kids, and continued to look at candles. Definitely mom of the year. Speaking of moms of the year, another time, this was around closing. I had a customer yell at me because we closed at 9:30. When it's 9:30, we're like usually helping the last of our customers and like turning off the electric doors, shutting down our registers, everything like that. Like getting ready for the store to close, obviously. And it was past 9:30 and there was this lady that came to the door and she was talking to another kid that I worked with, trying to get into the store because she needed to buy something. He asked me to come over and just like talk to her because he didn't know like what to say to her, I guess. So I walk over there and I say like, ma'am, unfortunately, like we're closed, you know, but we open up tomorrow at 9:30. Like you can come then and buy whatever it is that you need at that time. At that point, she like fully went off on me, talking about, it's not even 9:30 according to the satellite on my phone. You know, I think it's really interesting how the Karens of the world always have the world's most advanced technology, you know? It's not like my phone was connected to a satellite as well, telling me that it was actually like 9:40, but I digress. So anyway, she's causing a fit at the door. My manager sees this and she's like, you know what, just let her in. We'll let her, you know, buy her stuff or whatever. She walks past me like, thank you. So rude, blah, 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 blah. This woman gets in line to buy her item, and apparently the item that was so important that this woman pick up that she had to come at 9:40 to the freaking Home Goods in Tinley Park, Illinois, was jelly beans for her son. Because according to her, Home Goods had his favorite jelly beans, and the next day was his birthday, and she wanted him to have his favorite jelly beans on his birthday.
We also found out that her son was turning 17 years old. So he's practically grown, can buy his own jelly beans, and doesn't need you here at this Home Goods at 9:45. Bitch, I have school tomorrow. Okay, I'm a high school student. I got a paper to write. The fuck? I want to go home.
I mean, she was acting like it was such an important thing. It's like, if it was so important, why didn't you do it at a time that made sense, you know? Like, to ensure that your son had the jelly beans that he needed. But yeah, that bitch was crazy. Another Karen experience that I had to endure was the time that I had a customer follow me back into the store. At Home Goods, we don't have an inventory and stuff like that, and so if a customer comes to the front with an item that doesn't have a price tag, employees have to go back and do a price check. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever experienced that, but like that's what we do. We find an item on the floor that's similar, and then we just price it at that item. They ring it up, the sale continues, and the customer hopefully leaves. So this time I was doing a price check and I came back to the front with the item, and the customer was not happy with the price that I gave her. She was buying oven mitts and I had priced them at $3.99 because it was like a pack of 2 of them. I literally remember everything about this because that's how traumatizing these customers were. But yeah, I priced it at $3.99. She started to throw a fit and was talking about how, well, in the checkout line, I can see pot holders that are $1.99. Like, why isn't it $199? Like, you're overcharging me, blah, 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 blah. So I explained to her, like, well, those are different than the ones that you found back in like the kitchen section, and it's also not a double pack, and like you have two and there are one, so like if you're buying one pot holder it would be $199, but you have two, so it's $3.99. And to end my interaction with this lady, I was just like, well, they're $3.99, like that's just how it is, you know? And they were $3.99, but they're $3.99. And she says, okay, well, whatever. I go to make a ticket, so just in case like she returns it, it's not like a non-ticketed item and causes even more of a headache. So as I'm turning to go make her the ticket, I guess I exhaled. And by exhaled, I think I just went, This woman literally snaps at me. She's like, you don't have to give me attitude. So loud that everybody in the queue could hear her. Like, everyone in the front of the store heard this woman scream at me about my attitude. And one thing about me is that, like, if I have an attitude about something, like if I'm upset, genuinely upset, angry, pissed off, whatever, you're gonna know about it. Like, it's not gonna be some sort of like, was she angry? Was that attitude? Like, no, bitch, I don't care who you are or where I am or what the hierarchy of like our social situations are, bitch. If I have an attitude about something, I'm gonna let you know about it. I have no problem. And that's not what was happening here. And so this woman was like yelling at me for giving her attitude, non-existent attitude. And I was just like, you're crazy. So I made her the ticket and I go back to the floor doing what I'm doing. And this woman follows me. After she's checked out, she follows me back into the store and has a conversation with me about how I need to conduct myself differently around customers and how like her home goods experience would have been like impacted by my attitude. She literally said to me, I understand you get frustrated, but you can't let that get the best of you. When I tell you I almost backhanded that woman, like, first of all, get the fuck out my face. You're not my mom. And second of all, bitch, fuck you. Like, are we gonna talk about the attitude that you had when I was talking about your pot holders being $3.99? What the actual fuck do you mean? How are you gonna come to me talking about, oh, you need to correct your attitude when you had an attitude before I even got up to the front? Somebody really needs to come get these soccer moms because wow. Wow, wow, wow. Also, my time at Home Goods, there was some really sketchy stuff with like robberies of home goods stores and just like fraud in general. So one time I had this customer that came to the front and was trying to buy a $100 gift card with a $100 bill. And I spotted it as counterfeit. It was probably one of the worst counterfeit bills to have ever been manufactured by a human being. I mean, if I at 17 years old can tell that it's very obviously a counterfeit $100 bill, you should probably consider fraud in another sector of the economy. But anyway, so I spotted it as like counterfeit and I'm just like, oh, sorry, like this bill isn't real. I don't know like where you got it, but like I can't accept it. And then she started to say like, oh, like that's so weird. I just got it out of the ATM. Like, I don't know how that happened. The ATM? Girl, you mean your printer? I was gonna wait for her to come back with like new money because her wallet was in the car and she never came back. And I also never got a raise for that, you know? Like, literally out here keeping Home Goods from being participatory in fraud. And I didn't even get a raise. Aside from like the Karens and the fraudulent biddies of the world, we also had just like some straight up weird ass customers. One time I had a customer that was looking at mirrors, and as a lot of customers that shop at Home Goods do, they'll like ask you for your opinion and blah, 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 blah. So I was helping this lady like pick out a mirror. And I was like, oh, like what space do you want it in? And she was like, oh, I want it in the bedroom. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So like we have these like fuller length ones and blah, 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 just like showing her the ones that we have. And come to find out in conversation that she wanted this mirror so that she could masturbate in front of it. And she said this out loud to me. I'm telling you, Home Goods customers are a different breed. Shit's not normal. Another time, we had this very creepy man that was in the store. I don't even know if he was shopping. He didn't buy anything. He literally had a cart, filled it up with stuff, and left. But, oh my God. So, my friend Stephanie was on the floor doing stuff, and I guess, like, he had been eyeing Stephanie. And then somebody went on break or something happened, and she was, like, put as cashier up at the front. And she had like told me like, oh my God, like there's this guy that's following me. I think he's like creepy, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. So then I'm just on the floor doing my job and he approaches me because I guess he saw us talking or whatever. And he was just like, oh, I think you guys are so beautiful, blah, 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 like, you know, like, what's your friend's name, blah, 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 where'd she go? Because I guess he didn't see that she went to the front, but just like, get away from me. This man extended his hand like I was about to shake it and introduce myself to him. I was in the kids section, you know, organizing stuff. I put a lamp on the shelf and I walked away from him. I'm not getting kidnapped today, and neither is Steph. And that's just the tip of the iceberg as far as my home goods stories are concerned. Like, there's seriously so much more that I could say. I truly never knew how strange people were until I started working. Like, goddamn. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, I have more stories that I can tell about personal experiences that I had working, but also just people that I met at Home Goods. Like, some of the coworkers that I had were just, wow, truly special individuals. I don't think I have anything else to say or express except for my deep, intrinsic hatred of soccer moms and crazy people. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.